I know that a lot of Game of Thrones fans out here, a lot of people who watch Game of Thrones, very deep into the details. The Game of Thrones theorists that I listen to, now some of them are good, but a lot of the Game of Thrones theorists that I listen to seem like they're clickbaiting, in my opinion. I listen to channels like Three Eye Raven, for example, as though like that dude is just saying things. There's this other lady that said who was having a video. I forget her name, but you can tell me in the comments. But she was telling a lot of people about how selfish of a decision it was. Jon Snow, how basically how Ned Stark was raising Jon Snow, his legitimate sons. I'm thinking, well, that is a decent synopsis to make, but the one thing that you're not understanding is that Ned, one is not, I mean, even if Ned were to leave John anywhere, the way that John's story is written, the way that it's written, he was gonna find. I'm thinking he would have found his way to Winterfell anyways. Nothing you could have done to stop that. Nothing that Ned could have done to stop that. He's gonna like you thinking like Ned Stark wandering into a village somewhere. He's wandering into the village somewhere. You think no one's gonna know who the probably one of the most powerful lords in Westeros is? You think they're not gonna see him drop off a baby? Let's say if he stopped off at a village, in most medieval villages, those are, very close-knit communities. Most villages, period, are close-knit communities. So when you're dealing with close-knit communities, most of those people don't know how to mind their own goddamn business. So they're gonna be looking at John and be like, oh, well, this baby looks just like Ned Stark. It even says on the books that this baby looks just like Ned Stark. Just like him. More like Ned than any other kid. Probably even more than Arya. Now, and then it was saying how if John and Rob were to, let's say if they were to side with each other on the rebellion. They were to be by each other's side. Now, with anything, the only if John and Rob were to be if John and Rob were to be with each other during, the War of the Five Kings, yeah, maybe John would become a good leader. He'd be second in command. Rob. Even possibly, yes, the video saying he could end up having the men think of John as a better leader than Rob. But actually, they would be just like Ned and Robert back in those days because Rob is a lot like Robert, in my opinion. I mean, Rob, like Robert, basically very promiscuous and charismatic and charming. John, on the other hand, is more solemn and more somber, more more brooding, just like Ned, like Ned. He's Ned, but not decapitated. Ned. He's like his father. You can see the difference on how they make speeches. See, Rob is just like Robert. He's the guy who can rally the troops behind him. He'll speak with energy. He'll speak with liveliness. See, excuse me. Sorry. John is more solemn with his speeches. He's not going to smile a lot, or he's not gonna smile a lot, or he's not gonna, you know, not going to have that energy or that charisma. But he will speak from the heart, and he will be straightforward and honest, and he will speak to his troops on a different, more emotional level. That's probably all you need. Speak to your troops. So if anything, they both will be like Ned and Rob. Now the only person who's gonna fuck that up be Catelyn Stark. Almost like Aelswith on The Last Kingdom. She's gonna like only thing like Uhtred and Alfred would be a great 1-2 punch, but the only thing that screwed up that war effort is Aelswith in person. Oh, the best theories I've been hearing now, I think that have really been buzzing is the best theories I've heard years ago was the John, of course, the Rhaegar and Lyanna equals Jon Snow. That was the best one. The best one I can think of. Everything else, like say I say like Euron Greyjoy theory. That one, I'm loving that one. I'm loving the Euron Greyjoy theory. That one is. I would love to see what Euron's gonna do. There's even some people that are saying that he may not attack Old Town, that he might just go straight for King's Landing. Wherever he going, that shit's interesting because what they did on the show the Euron is not digging that at all. Nah. I kind of hope most Game of Thrones theorists out here will try to base, won't try to come up with a narrative tangent, be more willing, going to say something about a story or that it's based off of more facts, like actually tell the story from face value. Try to tell Game of Thrones from the facts that are presented at face value rather than try to get too far into the details and go off into a narrative tangent about the story. Because there are facts about the story that are presented to you at face value. Just read them and present them as you speak, or you speak about it. Have a good day. Peace be with you.